Hey, what's up, everybody? Fred Minnick here, and today I am going to finally taste the Penelope Rio, which is a honey and Amburana barrel finish. And I got to tell you, I know a lot of people are hot on this. This has been reviewed 1,000 times by people, and a lot of people have been asking my opinion for it. And I haven't been avoiding it by any means. I haven't been avoiding it or anything like that. I just been busy, and like I've got so many samples I'm behind on, and this just kind of fell in that grouping that I haven't tasted, and it just is what it is. So sorry, but I'm gonna give it a fair shake right now. A couple of things before I get into this. I want to tell you about a few things I got coming up. First of all, I'll be at Bourbon and Beyond this weekend. So if you don't have your tickets yet, go to bourbonandbeyond.com. I have Blind Bourbon Live at Bourbon and Beyond. So everybody in attendance is going to get a chance to vote on their favorite bourbon at the festival. And the winner of that is going to get a People's Choice Award from me. And then I'm going to taste the top 5 from that grouping, and the winner of that will get a Best in Show from me, one of my Ascot Awards. So if you'd like to come check that out, I'll be on stage Sunday at 6 p.m. on the Bourbon stage. So make sure you come check that out. Also, Club Marzipan is hot and heavy. We've got Jack Daniel's barrel dropping soon. Got a Doc Swinson's lined up. Just kind of got something set up with Nashville Barrel Company today, and I got about 6 more from Barrel hitting. Right now I've got a 21-year-old St. Lucian rum, and what else? And I've got a few more going, but if you want to learn more about Club Marzipan, it's really more about the education than it's the barrel picks. But I say that, and I have like 24 barrel picks coming out, so I got a lot of shit happening. So you can learn more about that in the description. So here we are with Penelope. Now, what's interesting here is this is a twice barrel finish. This is becoming more of a trend. You know, people using 2 different barrels, and that's becoming more of a trend because the world of the world of barrel finishes is like, okay, we did this, now what? We did this, now what? But I want to give you, I like to give you all a little bit of history before I get into something. So if you'd like to just skip all that, I'll have the timestamp of when I start talking about the actual whiskey in the description or in the comments. But barrel finishing in bourbon really didn't start until the late 1990s when the great Booker Noe, the master distiller for Jim Beam, comes on board and says, you know what, I'm going to fuck around here a little bit. And he works with this famous barrel cognac guy in France, and they did a cognac finish. It was an 18-year-old, I think it was 18. Yeah, it was 18-year-old cognac finish, Jim Beam, and nobody knew what the hell it was. It just sat on the shelves. Today you can buy it on auction or the secondary market for $1,000, $2,000. It's in a beautiful, almost like a teardrop bottle. Got some nice engravings on it. It's a beautiful bottle, and the whiskey's great. But that was really the first to market of a bourbon finish in another barrel, because remember, bourbon cannot be aged in it stops being bourbon when it's taken out and it's put in a secondary barrel. Then it's a special barrel finish. Well, these things start coming online big time in the mid-2000s. Well, I would say not the mid-2000s because we're not even there yet, but like 2008 to 2012, you started seeing a plethora of so-called craft distillers taking MGP whiskey or then LDI whiskey and finishing it in a sherry barrel just to try to be different. And it worked. It changed the flavor profile enough. The market was really attached to the flavors, and it was indeed a hit. However, what happened was Angel's Envy came out, and that's a port finish, and that changed the game. Angel's Envy changed the game because it was a mainstay product, and not like a not some sort of what do you want to say, limited edition. It was here to stay. And then the market started changing, so people wanted it more and more and more, and so the distiller started delivering. Suddenly, Brown Foreman, Jim Beam was doing more. Heaven Hill was doing them, and then every craft distiller in the world. Now you have entire industries created around supplying people with these used barrels. In fact, my former assistant, Jessica, I'm very proud of her. You may remember her from my Pappy versus the Field series in 2019, where she took a shot of Pappy, 23-year-old, while we were in the middle of a live stream. That was funny. But she's now one of the top barrel brokers in the world. So I'm very proud of her for that, by the way. So anyway, now they are under Distilled Spirit Specialties. They're not there's not really a legal there's not a federal special barrel finish category yet. I'm hoping we get one, because that would save us from a lot of like people adding like port in the middle of a finish, or sherry in a finish, or even globs of honey. Like you don't want to see that happen. You want to see the category stay as clean and pure as possible. That being said, I've ranted about special barrel finishes being dangerous for the bourbon category many times over, and I'm the minority there. And if you want to listen to some of those, you can go back to some Bourbon Pursuit episodes, or even here on this channel, where I'm ranting about how they can be potentially bad for the category. That being said, I like them. I like the whiskey itself. I just wish it was labeled differently. So like here, as an example, it says straight bourbon whiskey on here. I just wish that we just saw whiskey. And it was like detailed what it is. And on the back label, it would say it was bourbon, and then we turned it into this. But it is what it is. And you can tell, if you've been watching me for a while, you know how passionate I am about this. You can tell this is like my 700th time, and I'm beginning to realize that I'm kicking a dead horse. So I'm deflating a little bit with like how I approach this. Okay, so 7 minutes and 30 seconds later, I'm now going to taste the whiskey. Here we go. Woo! Oh boy. Okay, so this smells very medicinal. It smells like a cough syrup meets a sack of sawdust with honey dripping over it. This is a bizarre nose for me. And like, throw in some cinnamon while you're at it. Hey, who wants some cinnamon honey cough syrup with sawdust? That color, though, is pretty nice. You can see my paw prints on there. It's really nice. I really like swirling these glasses because it pushes the aroma up. Like if you go in without swirling, you'll notice like how much less of the bouquet will be pushed up. So you go in here, swirled a little bit like that, come right into your nose, side by side. Big difference. I don't like it. I know a lot of people like this. Oh boy. I don't like it. It's not even that it's not flawed. I hate the taste of it. Ugh. And I know people love this. I know the whole Amburana craze is huge. I know that. I know people love that flavor profile. But man, it is not for me. It is not for me. So, but when you are a professional taster, you have to try to taste things that you may not necessarily like and still break it down. But I'm telling you that I can't. Like, I'll taste it again, but I can't give you a note outside of the like cinnamon honey cough syrup, which to me is just, and it's not even, it doesn't make me want to have cough syrup. Not that I ever want to have cough syrup, but this is not like a hot toddy. So if you hear me saying cinnamon honey cough syrup and you're thinking in your mind hot toddy, this ain't that. I know people love this. I really do. But I'm sorry, y'all. I feel like I'm letting you down if you've been waiting on me for this review, but I don't like this style. Oh my God. I don't like it. I just don't like it. And I know everybody loves it, but it's not for me. Oh, it even burns on the way down like a bad burn. Oh, that hurts. So maybe I have been avoiding this. But I love a lot of the Penelope releases. I love the rosé cask finish. I've even warmed up to their toasted barrel, which I didn't like in the beginning. And I'm going to be picking a Penelope barrel for Club Marzipan. Well, I mean, maybe after this they might pull it. I don't know. Hopefully they don't. But this is just it. All I can say is this is not for me. If still try it. The one note that I can tell you that if you love cinnamon and honey, and you can imagine that in a cough syrup when you're congested at like 12 years old, and you want nothing to do, but your parents make you stay in the room and just drink this cough syrup, then this is for you. But this is not for me. So hard pass for me, or easy pass for me on this Penelope Rio. And again, I know everybody likes it. I do, but it is what it is. That's why you taste for yourself. And once again, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for bearing with me on that one. That was a tough one. That was a very tough one. But that's going to do it for this tasting episode. Be safe out there. And remember, vodka sucks unless it's being used to clean up the murder scene of a dead cat. But I actually may even drink vodka over this. But that's for another time. Cheers.